Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a performance gaming and benchmark test on the Micromax US mobile. I did the gaming test with FPS Meter. That means you can check the frames per second in real time while the gameplay is on, so that gives you a really good idea. Also, this video is shot in the 60 FPS, so make sure you watch it at least in 720p so that you get much better experience. Please like this video and also subscribe for more. So let's begin the video. So I already did the benchmarks, and as you can see the results, it took a while, so I did not include that in this video, but you can clearly see all the details. And for those who are interested in numbers and details, here you can check out all the details on the screen about the CPU, GPU and also the other stuff. And let's keep the numbers aside and let's actually try and see how this performs with some of the games. So let's begin. So let's start off with some casual gaming, and as you can see the FPS is actually running on the top left of the mobile screen, so keep an eye on that. So let's begin the game, and as you can see it is going over 40 FPS, and also anything over 30 FPS is pretty good on a mobile device, and anything over 20 FPS is definitely acceptable and playable, but anything below 20 FPS is definitely laggy, choppy, and the frame rates are not really playable, so the game is not going to be enjoyable. So just keep that in mind as a reference. And as you can see it is well over 40 FPS, and it is not really dipping down, so there is consistency. So definitely the casual gaming, it is going to be pretty good. So let's move on to another casual game that is also very popular, which is the Temple Run 2. And again, keep an eye on the frames per second. You can see that it is well over 50 FPS. That is pretty good. And also keep in mind that this is running in the default settings, so this is basically low settings. But look at the graphics are still looking really good, and the display is actually indeed pretty good. I'm going to talk more about the display later, but actually the FPS is pretty good and consistent, and the gameplay again is going pretty well as well. So the casual gaming is pretty good on this. Now let's move on to more heavier game, moderately heavy game, which is the Dead Trigger 2. Now this is a moderately heavy game, guys, as you may know it already. And look at the FPS, guys, it is about 30 FPS, so that is pretty good. I don't see any lag or stutter or anything as such, so the gameplay is pretty smooth. But also keep in mind that this is again still playing in the low settings, and I kept it default, it is in low settings. But look at the graphics, it is pretty good for even low settings, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with the gameplay. You can definitely enjoy gameplay with moderately heavy games as well. So now let's move on to the more heavier games like the PUBG. Now this is a really heavy game. Even the mid-range phones struggle to play it in HD settings, so keep that in mind. But look at the graphics, guys. I mean, it is playing in low settings, and still it is choppy. As you can see, the frame rates are not that good. As you can see on the screen, it is about 10 to 15, which is not really good, and there are frame drops here and there, completely choppy. So basically it is kind of almost unplayable on this device. So also I kept it in the lowest possible settings, so keep that in mind. But still I'm not really enjoying the gameplay. I mean, it is really a kind of choppy. You cannot really play the game with this kind of frames per second, which you can see on the screen. Now frankly speaking, it is too much to ask out of this device to play such heavier games. And if you are a heavy gamer, I don't think you will be looking at this device. You'll be looking at something like Honor Play or Pocophone. So this is definitely a different budget or different segment phone. So at this price point it is decent enough, but could have been better. So definitely for casual gamers, you won't be disappointed. So let's move to the other game, that is the Asphalt 9 Legends. Now I don't need to show you the FPS meter here, guys, because you can already see that it is pretty choppy, and it is almost not playable. So this is again another heavier game. So the bottom line here is that it is meant for casual to medium games, but definitely not for heavy games. So that's been it for this video, guys. I'm also going to cover more stuff on this phone, like day-to-day performance and camera and other stuff as well. Also leave whatever you want me to do in the comment section down below, and also please give a like to this video Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.